Prophet Marshall Occurrence back in effect. So what this video is going to be about is basically where we stand as the true body of Christ. Let's make something understood. Everybody's not the body of Christ. Everybody's not a Christian suffering for Jesus and living for Jesus. Some people do what they want to do and live how they want to live, right? And they make up their own philosophies of life, and they don't get anywhere with God. Okay? It's a lot of people not getting anywhere because you don't have a real connection. To have that connection, you have to receive Jesus Christ. Okay? That's number one step, because you can't cleanse yourself to get to the highest plane, which is heaven, and to have a connection with God. Okay? So everyone doesn't have that connection. Okay? That's number one. So we can get all these people out the way that think they live for God and think they got some kind of connection with God. No, you have a connection with divination. You don't have a connection with God. In America, they'll tell you because you have a spiritual gift, you have a connection with God. No, you have a connection with divination. The Satanic Kingdom has many ranks that don't claim to be Satanists. Many people is in his kingdom and they don't say they're Satanists. They don't consider themselves devil worshipers. But if you use telepathy, you use mind reading games, you're psychics and telepaths, you are of the devil's kingdom. That's it. It's no such thing of a white witch. It's no such thing as a good, nice little telepath mind reader. No. And now we see this. They're no good. Okay, so that clears the air. They're not of God. They have, just because you have a spiritual gift doesn't mean you're from God. Okay? That doesn't mean it. Satan's kingdom has plenty of people that have spiritual gifts. That don't mean nothing to a man of God, okay? I don't classify you as God's people. To be God's people, you have to follow Jesus Christ. And if you don't do that, you have spiritual gifts that works for the Satanic Kingdom. Okay? And that's that. That's what it is. And you have been deceived by Americans that because you have a spiritual gift, you are of God. No, you're not. First of all, every human being is spirit. Every human being. So they got some kind of connection with the spiritual world. Every human being does. With that being said, you can't classify a spirit being that has some type of connection with the spiritual world as someone that has a connection with God. Okay? So you let your spiritual gifts deceive you, or your connection with the Satanic Kingdom, ironically, make you think that you got a connection with God. You don't. And now you see the difference. And what we realize is those who have a connection with God really gets stuff done. That's the proof in the pudding. I don't have to fake it. That's why you gotta put pressure on me. You know why? Because I manifest. You know why you gotta put pressure on me? Because I have spiritual manifestations. If I didn't have spiritual manifestations, you would have treated me just like everybody else. You wouldn't have took it seriously. You gotta set up things. We already ready for this. This is the last final battle between good and evil. That's what it is. It ain't nothing else going on but the last final battle between good and evil. And you as a Christian, as long as you realize this, you're not gonna be deceived. All that other stuff they talking about is irrelevant. This is a war between good and evil. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's all that's going on. Which means you could be perfect and they still gonna want a problem with you. You understand that, right? So it ain't about imperfections. It's not about something you've done. It's a war between good and evil. Read between the lines. That's all it is. Okay? That's all that's going on. So, we don't have anybody that's with that being said, when it comes to spiritual gifts, we don't collaborate with nobody. This isn't Casper the Friendly Ghost and Friends. And if you don't tell these Americans, they'll think, oh, well, the prophet over here, we're over there, we're working together. No, we're not working together. I work with angels as a servant of God. God sent his angels to do this and to do that and to do that and to do this. I have angels to work with me. I don't need Casper the Friendly Ghost and Friends. You see the picture I'm painting? Casper the Friendly Ghost and Friends. Like, we're this collaborative force of spirituality that's fighting against whoever. No, we work alone. And I've been doing quite good on my own. And if you had any good understanding, you would see I'm doing very good on my own. So why would I need anyone else? Humanly speaking, no, I don't need, because I believe half of you are here for the wrong reasons. You're here to try to get in on the glory and try to get in on the legacy, and it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. You're gonna become an enemy in the process of trying to have this big fight, because I know how Americans are. You love to play games. You love entertainment and all of that. So people see all this stuff going on. You want to try to get in and be part of this and be part of something bigger than yourself, and that's not how it works. Okay, we don't allow that. Okay, I don't allow it. It's child's play. See, unlike the past, I'm not gonna lose no wars because of ignorant people. Everybody you look at from the past, especially in the black community in America, they lost because of ignorant people. When they could have just did everything on their own. That's the best policy, man. I just do everything on my own. I don't need nobody with me. Because as soon as you add one more person, it's a whole world of complications now, isn't it? Just one person. I add no one to the equation. If it ain't broke, I don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing very good on my own. And now, you see what I'm saying? And you can feel this energy that want to be a part of success. You know, and it's corny to me. You know, I think like a military man because I'm a spiritual military man. I could get respect from the military. I've gotten respect from the military without joining the military. So that's for your military, and that's for police, and you don't listen. You don't gotta take it seriously. Meanwhile, I done got respect from real men that have done real tours. So you could say whatever position I'm in, I've gotten respect from military. Put it like that. You could say affiliating forces have been those who have been in military. From the time I was 23 years old, my father-in-law was the first military person I lived with. He was Navy. He was in the Navy. Okay, so the first time I lived with military, I was 23 years old. Okay, I'm just letting you know. Just in case you did say some of them other military people, well, I lived with a military person when I was 23 years old. With respect. With respect. Okay? So you gotta see me a little differently, buddy, because I passed smell tests that you ain't giving me credit for. Oh yeah, listen, you live with military, you passed the smell test, buddy. I passed the smell test a long time ago, 20 years ago, 21 years ago to be exact. So I don't need you, if you're military or not, trying to see me. Because I already passed those tests a long time ago. See, the prophet was already ahead of everybody. I already lived with military more than one time. Real military. And I got my respect in my position. And you need to hear that. I got my respect from military in my position as a spiritual warrior. Not still in valor. I don't steal valor. I'm spiritual military with results to prove it. That's why you're here. You know why you're here? Because I'm spiritual military. That's why you're here. I do stuff the military can't even do. No military in the world trains their soldiers by them not eating for 10 days. All the militaries of the world do not train their soldiers with that intense type of training. So if you talk to a Marine, Green Beret, Navy SEALs, Jackals, you will find that none of them have went 10 days without eating. Okay? You're a clown. You're looking for me to be a devil because you have the brain of a clown. Okay? I'm tough as they come. That's what it is. And you're amazed because you're a punk. Okay? But if we talk to military, they would believe in who I am because they have extraordinary strength themselves. Only the punks sit back and demonize extraordinary strength. Military ain't gonna demonize extraordinary strength because they got it themselves. They gonna respect it. Okay, man, you fasted for 10 days. And you properly came out without any medical complications. You nursed yourself back to health. That's what I just got done doing. It's called the refeeding process, where you have to refeed after a real fast more than a week. After you go without eating for more than a week, now you have to go through the refeeding process. So I've done stuff that military don't even do. While you label me as a person that's a wannabe, come on, a wannabe? Really? Okay, well then how I'm doing stuff that the military can't do? Why I'm doing stuff Marines and Navy SEALs don't do? Eat that part. Now I'm not talking about all Christians, I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. Because I'm not too sure that a lot of these people that claim to fast for 10 days or a whole week, that I don't even know if they've done it. There's so much con games going on. I don't even know if I know I did it. While they'll say they the Christians, I know I've went 10 days without without eating, and it worked. I know I did it. I don't know about the next man no more, and the reason why I don't know is because of people not mentioning the refeeding process. If you don't mention the refeeding process, I almost can't believe that you've done it because it's so essential to the whole fasting experience. So why wouldn't they mention that part? When you got to eat certain food after the fast, you ain't gonna mention that part. That's gonna be very key. That's gonna be a very key part of the fast. So how you ain't gonna mention it? That's why I start doubting a lot of people that talk about the fasting. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think some of them, I don't even know. I can't call that. All I know is those who really have went a whole week without eating, a full week or better, we gonna mention the refeeding process. That's what we gonna talk about. That's what we gonna talk about. And it's no way around this. It's no way around this. And so I get respect from real military. I've had military look me in my face and say, I see a soldier. This is a military person. So I'm not like the average person from the streets and all of that. They not getting no respect, no certified respect from the military. I'm talking about people that's not your family. Family gonna kind of respect you a little bit. No, I'm talking about people that know they just seeing you for who you are. Well, whoever you are, you are. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting respect from military for the things I do, for the caliber of my character, the caliber of my intellect. I've had a military veteran from Vietnam who I used to live with that did a tour in Vietnam. And who are you? Who are you supposed to be? I've lived with somebody that did a tour in Vietnam. See, that's why I don't talk to lames. Okay, if that don't register to you, you're not in. I consider you a person that's not even here. You're not here. You're not in the real world, buddy. Because when I mention to anybody that's American that I've lived and gotten respect from military that did a tour in Vietnam, oh, that's gonna resonate a little harder than whatever you talk about. Me living with this person one-on-one, just me and him. No room for failure. No room for shucking and jiving. No room for hiding. That's why I smirk at the police. I've lived with military. I smirk at you. You don't mean nothing to me. Not as far as qualifying who I am and who I am. No, I don't care about what you think. Military also has very good discernment and intuition. I'm pretty sure you realize that. If you got to go through the woods and shoot and kill people at the drop of a hat, you ain't going to have good intuition. You're going to have excellent intuition. Your life depends on your intuition. Literally, at face value, as you advance. So let's get that understood, where the prophet is coming from, let the real rank, because you think it all lies within the street kingdom, like these street people. You think that's the gods that I got to answer to. And it's not, they're not. I've got respect up and around them. And see, that's my God. I'm going to wind up always skipping steps that you think I had to take. Eventually, you thought I had to go see these people out here in the streets, and I don't. Because I got respect higher than theirs. I done been around people that done real tours in the military and killed people. So who are they? I'm talking about the head gangsters. I'm talking about the head thugs that you think sitting back like bosses. Like they just waiting for me to arrive. You can't be serious. Listen, buddy. I've gotten respect from a Marine. You can shrug it off. You can try to shrug it off, but listen. All you're doing is being a foolish, dumbfounded American. For somebody to tell you they've been around Marines and you don't let that register. They've been around military and you don't let that register. They've been around somebody that definitely was a Marine in the military, definitely. I've been around another person that did tours in Iraq. Okay? That's why I stand. I don't steal Fowler. I don't fabricate stories. If you live with somebody in the military, you live with somebody from the military that did tours. It is what it is. And you can't tell me you're going to walk away from that the same person. No, you're not. Because if you understand spirituality, you're interacting with the vibration of someone that did real tours. And I walk away with respect. I've been around more than one Marine. More than one. But I lived with one. And all it takes is one. So let's understand that, because you a clown, right? You a clown. You hiring military. No, we ain't talking about that. Because that's what the secret society is going to do. You hire military. So that's not qualification. They ain't giving you the respect because they just taking your money. We ain't talking about that. We talking about you living with military and you're not even given the benefit of the doubt. Not really from the beginning. That part. But you earn respect. You walk away with respect. You walk away with that person saying they never met nobody like you. Okay? Okay. So with that being said, man, all those little psychological games, that's for the chumps. That's for the amateurs. I'm certified, buddy. Whether you like it or not, and you can go tell the streets and you can go tell Brooklyn. Because see God made it where I got my respect besides the streets from military. And ain't nobody gonna challenge that. Ain't nobody dumb enough to do it. You're gonna make a fool of yourself because all that stuff you talking about in the streets, we don't care about it. I don't care nothing about it. Okay, that's that. See, once we get past the conversations of the streets, now we get to my level. You know what my level is? Being certain, listen, being passing smell tests with military, real military. I don't need your respect if you're a gangster or a thug. I don't care about that. I don't care about your respect. You can keep that. You can tuck it away in your shirt, buddy. I don't need it. See, they need it. The streets, the community needs that. That's they bow down to you. I don't. And you see, so it's a different lane that's created. It's two different worlds that's created. You got those who get respect from military and those who get respect from the streets. But I don't gotta come your way. And you still gonna respect me. Cause guess what? Every time you see me, most times, more times than not, I'm gonna be armed. Whether you believe in me, whether you believe I'm a thug or a gangster or whatever you believe. And I've gotten respect from military. Now you can go listen to all these rappers. They didn't live with military. They didn't live with Marines. A Marine that did real tours. So you see what I'm saying? You thought I had to eventually come out there, and I don't. Don't hold your breath, because I'm not coming. I don't have to. So I leave the lames out there, bowing down to the streets, because that's what you gotta do. But you thought I was gonna go that way, and I'm not. So you already done manipulated among them, and I don't need them. I guarantee you, you've already manipulated who's who in Brooklyn. Am I right or wrong? I'm too good at this. I guarantee you they got some kind of plug that know everybody. I don't care. I don't need it. And you see I don't need it now, don't you? Yeah. See, you thought you was Yoda. I'm Yoda. I'm Yoda and Vader. Come on, man. Who are you? Who you supposed to be? You ain't Yoda. No, you ain't Yoda, bro. Bro, you Yoda. You're Yoda. You can't be serious. You're Vader. You can't be serious. You're nobody in this war. That's what I'm trying to show you. You're the little additives in Star Wars. You know how they got all the little they got the other little people and the other little people. That's them. Including the people sounding the sirens. Listen, buddy, you yourself are nobody. The actual person that's doing it. I figured it out. It's a whole bunch of nobodies that couldn't stand on their own if their life depended on it. They don't got no rank on their own. You don't have no rank, most likely on your own, that's going to affect our real world we live in. And that's all I'm talking about, buddy. See, this is where you can't use that church stuff to control me. You can't use that traditional church stuff to control me. Listen, no, it's already a war, and I know you know. Okay, so then what position you expect me to have? Oh, this philosophical cliche type of religion. Well, I sit back and just have this cliche type of perspective and response to the situation. No, I live with military. I've been among real men that done real tours, and ain't no way in the world when I perceive a threat that I'm gonna turn a blind eye to it. Okay, that's why I tell you, squares beware. You ain't live with military. You ain't heard a story where a dude said, "Oh, I heard this song when I was blowing up my enemies." And they giving you respect. Okay, so then so we don't care about the streets. See, besides the streets, it's military. All around the world, not just the American military. Now you're talking about the real situation, the mercenaries in the military. Now you're talking. Now you're talking, buddy. Because see, most of them people out there that's willing to shoot, listen, they're going to be dropping like flies when the real war pop off. When the real war pop off, they're going to be dropping like flies. All y'all that got the heart to kill, you ain't got the skills to survive. You're going to be dropping like flies. You probably got what, 3 or 4 magazines? Clips, what you might call them. You got about 3 or 4 magazines, and that's it. How you gonna beat the whole community with 3 or 4 magazines? The average person got some type, maybe you might have a Draco, you might have a SKS, you might have some type of semi-automatic weapon, right? Assault rifle. But how many clips you got? Okay, you got the gun. We got that part. You know what military is gonna ask you? Or spiritual military is gonna ask you? How many clips you got? Cause you're impressing everybody with the gun, okay? But the gun ain't gonna make you kill everybody. What's gonna make you beat everybody is how many clips you got. How many clips you got? Oh, you got a nice gun. How many clips you got? Oh, you got 2 clips. That stinks. Your situation stinks, buddy. You're on the brink of war with 2 clips. Me, on the other hand, I got God on my side. I move like Moses. There's a cloud that covered my life. And I'm pretty sure you realize that. So listen, you don't speak for me, speak for yourself. Like a real man, don't speak for me, buddy. We talking about to speak for yourself. What you got going? Oh, 2 clips. How far you think you're gonna make it with 2 clips in New York? If this war gets thick, how far are you gonna make it with 2 clips? Nowhere. When in the beginning you probably ain't gonna make every every shot count. So that means you're gonna be losing like 8 to 9 to 10 rounds until it register what the situation is and how many rounds you need. By that time, you done wasted about 9 or 10 rounds that you couldn't afford to lose anyway. You could have 100 round drums, 100 something round drums, still ain't gonna save you, man. Still ain't gonna save you. And then here's the other thing. You can only carry but so many guns. Even if you got this whole big artillery, you can only use 1 gun or 2 guns at a time. 2 guns at a time at best. And those are gonna start smoking eventually. This is the real world, not Call of Duty. Call of Duty is not real because you know what? How you gonna shoot all that ammo with 1 gun? So if you've programmed your mind, this is the bad part about all Call of Duty gamers. If you program your mind like you some hot shot in real life, I'm gonna tell you some parts that Call of Duty didn't tell you. First of all, most gun owners are gonna notice your gun is gonna start getting overheated. Okay, maybe after like 2 or 3 clips, about 4 clips, your gun is gonna be overheated, smoking, hot. And keep in mind, you're running with it, which means it could burn you too. It could jam. Anything could happen. If you even watch people shoot guns at shooting range, they gotta fix it all the time. These fresh guns. Look how many times they gotta fix a fresh gun. Now imagine in a real situation with those same guns where for a minute it didn't work. And you gotta try to fix it. It's over with. You lose in that small window. Call of Duty is not real, buddy. Because ain't no way in the world, how you gonna have all that ammo on you? Over and over again. That's the first thing. How you gonna have all them clips? Just run around shooting with clips all everywhere. Ain't nobody gonna have that many clips. Nobody's gonna have unlimited magazines, bro. Who's gonna have unlimited magazines? So then you wouldn't move exactly and navigate exactly the same because of that element. You're gonna have to reload with real guns. You running around, you ain't gonna be able to run all around and maneuver and all of that. At best, you can learn how to maneuver, right? But then the catch is you can't. It's not the full maneuver because you gotta take time to maneuver with the maneuvering to reload and use different guns. How you gonna do that? Like Call of Duty style. You ain't gonna be able to do it like that. You're gonna have 2 or 3 guns at best. In limited clips. That's what you're gonna be really like in the real world. And all that stuff y'all learning, listen, buddy, it ain't even real. At best, you can walk away with learning how to maneuver to a certain degree, and that's it. That's all. That's it. That's what real military gonna tell you. They gonna tell you the same thing. You can walk away with a little understanding on how to maneuver. That's about it. But the reality is, you might trip over something, or you might fall out of nowhere. You ain't gonna be just standing around, sliding around, running around like Neo. For whatever reason, you might twist your ankle. Just for whatever, you just moved the wrong way. How many times you done that? Oh, you moved the wrong way. You trying to whip around. Ooh, ah. Now your ankle's swollen. You done twisted around the wrong way, not paying attention. You done hit a rock, and that rock pushed your ankle out. Boom. Oh, you didn't fall, but the rock twisted your ankle. Now you limping on your ankle. You out of commission, buddy. Boom. Ow. Oh. You out of commission. And that's another possibility you ain't even looked at. You get on the battlefield, trip over a big rock. Let's say it's a cement block. You trip over that. Oh man, stomped your toe, messed up your ankle, everything. You got 3 5 clips, 2 guns, and it's over already. You limping. Can't run. You could try to work it out. That's what I would do. I'll be trying to work it out. I'll lift that leg up and pop on one leg. That's what I do. I lift that one leg up and hop on one leg and be shooting. Instead of trying to drag the leg, instead of dragging that leg, I'm gonna lift it up. But see, you might not even be that quick on your toes like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what to do. That's why I see that's the real reality of the battlefield, how it's really gonna be. And in New York, you got all these people that can get on top of the roofs. You ain't even gonna be able to walk through the blocks. If all people can get on top of the roofs, they can just shoot down on anybody. That's gonna be New York when this war pop off. You can't even walk up on these because all the New York architecture is built to where people can get on top of the buildings. So then when the real war pop off, everybody gonna be posted up on top of the buildings, securing these blocks that they live on. That's gonna make common sense. They're gonna have the upper ground shooting down on the ground. So how you gonna advance through the blocks? One side you can be on where they can't see down sharp, shoot that sharply right down on you. But the other side of the block, they're gonna be shooting at you running up the block. The other side of the street, on top of the buildings. Okay, we don't care about psychological stuff. You can say whatever you want with that. You ain't gonna get my attention with that no more. That time is over. We're focused on the real wars. We're focused on this whole, because see them people right there, that's out there right there, they gonna be left behind. They gonna be stupid. We talk about real physical wars that's about to happen possibly. And they gonna be left behind. All them people playing them la-la games and la-la cloud and cloud 9, you gonna be left behind because you did not train yourself. So you gonna be like a drug addict walking around here looking spaced out. You gonna be looking spaced out around here, buddy. We on point. We on point. I can tell you how to maneuver. Now, how they gonna maneuver? They gonna run through blocks and get shot down from people on the top of the buildings, man. That's how some of these clowns gonna go. If this war pop off in New York, man, I say 20% of them gonna get shot from the top of these buildings. That's what's gonna happen to them. They're gonna be just too stupid. They're gonna be looking on the ground. I'm gonna be looking all up at these buildings. And I'm gonna be behind those buildings. But then, even then, you're gonna have all these projects and all these high-rise buildings. You ain't even gonna be able to navigate on foot in New York. You're gonna have to be on outskirts of whole neighborhoods and communities. Where you're on the outskirts of the neighborhood. You can't be where the projects is at. When you see a building, you can't even approach it. How you gonna approach it? People sitting on guard and watching with the guns in these projects. You don't know where the shot's gonna come from. First thing you're gonna see them whiz past your ears. Oh, a novice gonna sit around and look around. What you looking around for? I'm ready for war, buddy. I'm ready for war. I live with military, and you ain't gonna get no respect off of me. Just go and see a A lame amateur think that if I just put myself in the vicinity of this person, that I'm gonna be able to align myself with that same level of greatness, and it ain't gonna work. Military ain't gonna respect that position, what they got out there, that psychological stuff. No. When I'm manifesting in real life, when I manifest real information in real life about you as a community, you already know what that information is. Y'all marrying children in America. Military gonna respect me. We don't care nothing about that psychological stuff. We talking about that. Which is a reality that you can't fight past. That's a brick wall. You can't beat that. Because whatever you think you found on me, the whole American community has been marrying children at one point in place in time. You was up to 44 states of marrying children. That's only 6 states without child marriage. So now all you're doing is playing Luke Skywalker, trying to see if you can get a thought on me, and ain't nobody gonna respect it. Because soon as you try me, listen, God gonna defend me. So I ain't gonna feel bad about it. So what you gonna get out of it? God gonna still defend me. I'ma still be armed. And ain't nobody in their right mind gonna respect you. So how far you gonna get? You ain't getting nowhere, buddy. Even if I did fail, that's what I'm trying to show you, sucker. You see where you at? That's where you really at. It wouldn't matter at this point. We don't care about that. It's too much track record proving who I am. We don't care about that. That's lames, that's suckers trying to hold on. The only way you're gonna hold on is keep talking about children. We don't care about that. We smart enough to know that's the only way you're gonna try to stay relevant. So then what I'm gonna do as a smart person, totally ignore you. Totally ignore that children stuff you're doing. Totally ignore them what I call pedophilia entrapment operations, trying to entrap you as a pedophile psychologically. We gonna listen, I coined the term for this. Pedophilia entrapment operations. That's what they're trying to do, entrap you psychologically and make it look like you're attracted to some children around here and around the building and around the community. Around America. Come on, man. You can't be serious, man. That's funny to me. That's funny to me. It's real funny to me. When everybody know women been with me from day one. I've been with women from day one, buddy, since I've been a grown man. Yeah, it's funny. It's real funny to me. It's real funny. I got married when I was 22 years old. 22. That's when I got married. When I was 22 years old. Okay, so listen, man. Come on, man. Listen, buddy. Listen. Did you hear that? I was 22 years old when I got married. That's 4 years after being a man. 4 years after being a man, I was married. That's 7 hours. Come on, you can't. Come on, man. Listen. You in your dreams, you think you can see me and you can't. Okay? I've already beat you on every level. Oh, so all you're gonna do is play clown games, and we not gonna acknowledge it. This has to be said. You know what I'm saying? So so people know what we doing. We ain't acknowledging that. No. They trying to stay relevant, and you need to know that too. So how they gonna stay relevant? Trying to regurgitate that same foolishness that they've been doing this time last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. Come on, man. That's pathetic. It's pretty pathetic. Okay? So we winning. You know, this is real military over here, buddy. We move like real military. And that goes to my next point. You got to start living in the war. Now, as a Christian, it's hard for people to understand living in the war. This means you have your mind in real time of a war. Wow, these people want to be part of it. To act like they beat you, that's a video game. Well, I don't play with video game. I laugh at you because while you thought it was a video game, we doing real stuff. So who played themselves? Who was humiliated? You. Because while you was playing the game, we wasn't. While you was sitting around laughing, the rabbit got out the pen, buddy. The rabbit got out. The rabbit dug a hole and got out. Oh, where you at? You know you can't leave a wild beast by itself, buddy. Listen, what you thought I was gonna do? Sit there and look at you? Now the end of the world is here. And listen, we ain't having no mercy. I don't care nothing. Listen, I can address as a real man whatever you talking about. We don't care nothing about that psychological stuff. That's how you beat it. Let them try me. I keep my weapons. I don't care what you talking about. I'ma still win, and you gonna still die. Even if I was caught, I'm gonna still advance with my weapon. And let's see what you do. Let's see what you try to do. That's how you gotta do. Listen, that's what a real man gonna do. Listen, I ain't gonna play. I'm gonna address whatever it is. Whatever they talk about. And that's how you get free. I mean, listen, you ain't gonna sit up and play with me like I care about what you think about what my thoughts are. I don't care about that. See, I pulled your whole card. I know everything you're doing. And see, if you was a real master, you would have to acknowledge that. Okay, he calling us on everything we doing. Got kids out there in the backyard right now, waiting to trigger with kids. Like we can't. So how would I fall in God's sight and I already know about it? Make it make sense, bro. How I'm gonna fall off and I know what you're doing? You got kids back there in the backyard sounding what we call sound campaigns. Yeah, I don't feel bad about talking about it because that's what they're doing. I've already heard somebody else talking about them using kids in gang stalking. That's what they're doing. Okay, so then how would I ever fail? Is my question. Where I would actually give in to whatever you think I'm gonna give in to. That ain't gonna happen. No. Not in God's sight. God ain't gonna ever look at it that way. Because I'm too aware of it, bro. I'm too aware of it. So why would I intentionally do it? Come on, man. Listen, bro. Listen. You played yourself like corny people always do. Corny people always play themselves, don't they? A corny person always play themselves. And a real one dig himself out of every situation. You don't never see me play when I played myself. Show me the last time I played myself. Where I really played myself. And I ain't getting nothing out of it. I ain't getting no retaliation. Show me where I totally played myself. You can't show me. You can't show me where I played myself, bro. Even in this building. When I played myself in this building. When I got played in this building. I already know what they're doing. So, not getting played there. I already know their position. Not getting played there. Got people next door. Not getting played there. Where am I getting played? And that's the questions you should be asking. Okay, he calling them on everything they doing. How is he getting played, bruh? How are they his counterparts are equal? And listen, my thing is this. If I call you on everything you're doing, how are you my equal? I call you on everything you're doing. Now, did you call me on everything I'm doing? No, you didn't. And that's what makes me a master outranking you. Because now you just now, like 2 Chainz say, now you just now catching up to my campaign. You just now catching up to my campaign, buddy. It's too late. Catch up to my campaign, buddy. Yeah, I've been like this. I've been on you. I've been doing this. Okay, listen, you can't play chess with me, buddy. I don't care. We don't esteem that as anything credible. We talking about World War III. We talking about Russia going to war with Ukraine. We talking about America going to war and killing people in the Caribbean. That's our wins. This is all what we want. We want war. We want war. And God is giving us what we want. Because ultimately, these things is going to destroy these clowns out here. That's what we want. We want this ultimately. We ain't gonna get involved in it because we gonna play, listen, we play our spiritual position. We want these wars to wipe out the Americans. And that's what it's doing. Their credibility is losing at the speed of light. They're losing credibility at the speed of light. The Latinos hate America now. That's the new feeling. You feel that spicy feeling in the air. Hey, you feel that spice in the air? You feel the spice, don't you? You feel that spice in the air, don't you? That's the hate from the Latino community. Oh, listen, hold up. Let's slow down right there because they think I'm playing. Listen, you think I'm playing, don't you? No, you think I'm playing, don't you? You feel that extra energy. You feel it, don't you? If you're spiritual, you got intuition. You feel that extra energy. Listen, just pay attention to it. You feel it. Do you feel that extra energy? Something feels different, don't it? Have you figured it out what it is? It's all the hate coming from the Latino community, buddy. I'm on their side. You got played, didn't you? Hey. For the Latino community in America that played with me with the Freemasons, let's be more specific. The Latino Freemasons, the Latino Illuminati, the Mexican Freemasons, and the Mexican Illuminati. How you feel now, buddy? Because I'm working with South America. So you tried to incriminate me and demonize me like I was against Latinos. No. We're against you here in America that come here and get Americanized, and you ain't nothing once you get here. And if you was born here, you become Americanized and you ain't nothing. We don't got a problem with Latinos in South America because they thorough and they 100. We got a problem with you that come here and become like these ignorant black people and like these ignorant white people. You become just like them. And that's what we got a problem with. Meanwhile, simultaneously, I got connections with South America and the Mexicans in California. Oh yeah, checkmate, buddy. Checkmate. Because you was sure that I hated Hispanic and Latinos. And you were sure about that. How you feel now? You sure about it? When I got real legitimate connections with South America. Huh? Colombia. Why did I send $500,000 down to Colombia? Oh yeah, they ain't tell you that, did they? I'm a real head honcho, buddy. Oh, it was just a matter of time for my real rank to be seen. Huh? I done sent $500,000 down there. That's why they gotta go fight me on my battlefront against them. That's why, if you don't know no better, that's why Trump is even doing all that. Oh, you don't know, do you? You don't know. See, they part of the satanic kingdom, whether it's directly or indirectly. Why? Well, you think it's a coincidence that the prophet sends $500,000 down to Colombia and then all of a sudden Colombia gets on this list? Colombia is on this list and they've been on this list in what, 30 years, they said? You think it's a coincidence? Because that's how they started. They put Colombia on this list, and Colombia went to the UN feeling like it was unjust, America's position. That's how it started with the Caribbean situation. The beginning was the Colombians feeling that they were unjustly put on this list, this targeted list. They were put on this targeted list, and they felt it was unjust. They went to the UN. They did this against the prophet because they knew, listen, before the community knew, they already knew something changed when I gave to Colombia. Because that was $500,000. You know what $500,000 is? No, some of y'all don't deal with money. No, listen, hey. Listen, if you don't know, you don't know. That don't make you stupid. You just don't know something. $500,000 is over $500,000. Okay? I told numbers. They thought I was a bum. I'm glad you thought that. I done sent $500,000 down to the Latinos in South America. Are you telling me I ain't good? Oh, I'm good. I'm Gucci. You're not good. For all the Hispanic and Latinos that play with me in America, you're not good. We know the difference between you and people that's un-Americanized, not Americanized, in South America and in Latin America. And even in Mexico. No, it's the Mexicans that are here. The Mexicans in Mexico might not even be like you. You're the problem. You know why? Because you're Americanized. You think just like these dumb white folks, and you think just like these dumb black folks. And I'm not saying all of them dumb, but the dumb ones, that's the ones you act like. And I'm not talking about it's all of you, but it's a good amount of you. You want to be gangsters, you want to be thugs, just like these black folks. Okay? And some of you remain ignorant and stupid and all of this with the white folks. And listen, it ain't no secret that the Latinos voted for Trump. How you feel about that now? That's 7 hour. How you feel about it now? All these Latinos that voted for Trump. Latinos for Trump, they call it. Latinos for Trump, they call it. Latinos for Trump. Now, how Latinos for Trump feel with ICE going on? With all this stuff with ICE, how these Latinos for Trump feel now? How does Latino MAGA feel now? Huh? How you feel? Kind of quiet, ain't you? I know you're quiet. Latinos for Trump, how you feel now? Listen, buddy, listen. It ain't got nothing to do with you being Latino. It's the corny part where you, listen, it's the corny part where you wind up corny. I hear Latinos for Trump. And look what he doing with ICE. Oh, it's just the beginning, buddy. It's just the beginning. Now, like I said, good Latinos down in South America, listen, man, I don't have no problem with them. See, what you don't know about me, you might not know the organization called World Vision. When I was only 19 years old, I sponsored a child. And this ain't funny. I sponsored a child down in Ecuador. A little Latino girl that's probably about 28 or 29 right now. And I was sending money when I didn't even have it. I was already sending money to help her in South America. And I was only 19 years old, buddy. See, when you don't know people, keep in mind, I done fed Mexicans on the West Coast. I done put food in their families' houses. They can vouch for that. I done fed Mexicans with my money. You understand me? And I'm not trying to be funny. But when did they feed me? Sometimes, a little bit. But I fed them a lot more than they fed me. And I'm still doing it. And I'm not doing it for bragging rights. I'm just showing you I got rank that you don't know nothing about and you don't supposed to know about it. Not to its full capacity. I'm supposed to be that simple when you know everything about me, you don't know everything about me. And you should, if you ain't simple, know you couldn't possibly know everything I'm doing. Not a man with my caliber. I'm still working and talking with the Mexicans in California. Because they the best Mexicans in the community, in America. The best Mexicans is in California. That's the facts. That's the best. They the most thorough, everything. It ain't even close. Ain't nobody even close. Everybody want to be like them anyway. Everybody want to be the Mexicans in the West Coast anyway. Oh yeah. What else we model? What else they model themselves after? East Coast Mexicans. What Mexicans in the country of America model themselves after East Coast Mexicans? They don't. All they model themselves after is Mexicans in California. Okay? And I've been there. I've been in all Mexican neighborhoods. In an all Mexican neighborhood. I was in East Los Angeles. With most black people, you can't even go over there and play with. Black people can't even come over there and play no games. I was over there in East Los Angeles. I got credibility, buddy. I was in East Los Angeles. Go ask LA what that is. If you don't know. I was in East LA, buddy. Walking around by myself on my own, man, like a real one, bruh. You think it ain't crazy, it's just you're real. That's all it is. You either real or you're not. I'm telling you, I'm already credible. I don't need these mundane, damaged fruit people over here. You damaged fruit. And I ain't talking about no particular ethnicity. I'm all these Americans, man. I mean, in New York, come on, man. I'm here, and I'll tell you like this. Why you here? They'll say, I'm here because I can be, because I'm real enough to be. First thing a stupid American say, well, why are you here if you like it so much over there? Because I want to be here. Obviously. Obviously, I want to be here. That's what a real one gonna tell you, because I want to be, because I can be. Because I can be here. And if you're real, you shouldn't feel challenged by that at all. Not as a grown man, because a grown man don't really care about that. You care about the streets. And you 40-something years old. Come on, bro. You don't listen. After 40, you care about the streets. I don't. Like I say in the South, I don't. Which is slang for declare. I declare I don't. I declare I don't care about the streets. Look, man, look. Let me tell you something, man. Y'all bit off more than y'all could chew playing with somebody like me. Because I'm a real cowboy. You understand? Nothing fake and nothing fabricated. And some of y'all halfway get off on that, don't you? That you're playing around a real cowboy. But see, here's the catch. Here's the problem. You got to take what come with it. And that's what fake ones don't want to do. It might not work out for you. That's part of it too. It's a lot of people that play their position, even good, a good dude. You can see it all the time. They play their position, they still died. They did everything right. They didn't disrespect nobody. They still died out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So, see, that's part of reality. You know what I'm saying? You can't play these positions and think you're Superman. And that's why we got to let these secret society people know, man. Listen, they need to get around the real homies and let them talk about the dead homies. You know what I'm saying? So you can get a rude awakening that you can be out here head honcho triple OG out here looking mean while you smoking green, right? And you get pumped in the casket, bro. And that's that. And it happens all the time. Real ones dying, getting put in the grave. And see, that's the punchline for you. You could be real as you want to be, and you still get put in that grave, buddy. And you should know that. You should already know. With all the stories and all the people talking about, all the people died in the streets. I mean, what you thought? They was real. They was out there. They had full credibility. Dead, right? That's what I'm saying. So how are you any exception to that? See, that's why I move the way I do. I don't sit back and act like I'm invincible. I sit back and act like I'm real. See, it's a difference. It's a difference. You got to know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, don't open your mouth. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? I don't talk about nothing I can't talk about intelligently. That's my rule. Once I educate myself, I can talk about it intelligently. But if I can't talk about it intelligently, I don't open my mouth on it. So if I'm talking about it, I know a good enough amount of what I'm talking about. Right? Am I an expert in all things? No, I'm not. But I know a pretty decent amount of what I'm talking about. I'm still actively sending kites to the prison house. To my cousin that's been locked up for 12, 13 years. And the last time he was locked up, he shot somebody, put him in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. He don't have no problem with me telling his situation, because he already did time for it anyway and everything. And it ain't no dry stitching. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He already did, that's done. That's done with. That's water under the bridge. He already done paid his dues to society for that. He put somebody in a wheelchair, shot him up, put him in a wheelchair. I done sent a kite to him. You know what I'm saying? In these politics in the streets and everything that's going on with these Freemasons, Illuminati, and all this stuff, and other family members that done him wrong and everything. I'm talking about them politics with him. You understand? So that's credibility. While you listen to these dumb white boys named Joey, while you listen to Joey, right? Joey don't know I'm sending kites to the prison house. That part. When you sending kites to the prison house, where somebody done been locked up over 10 years, 10 years. Now I ain't talking about a couple months. When you sending kites to the prison house, when somebody been locked up for 10 years, huh? When the last time you did it? That's for white folks. You write somebody in the prison house. Why you think I'm playing games, huh? Me and you not the same animal, bro. You tripping. You must be high. You must be smoking. That's why, and I really mean that. Some of y'all need to sober up. But some of y'all gonna die like high, like and you ain't real. You gonna die in this fake world, bro. You need to sober up for a minute and listen. Because I don't think you understand what matters in this real world we live in. This stuff matters. Everything I'm talking, listen, I don't talk about nothing that don't matter. This stuff matter. You tell somebody, oh man, your cousin shot somebody up, put him in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Just doing robberies, just shooting people while he's doing robberies. And that same cousin, you and him did felonies together. Yeah, me and him broke in the house and did felonies, stole guns. Me and him, just one-on-one, me and my cousin, that same one. See, I ain't even do crimes with my brother. I did crimes with my cousin. And other people in the streets. I ain't do no crimes with him. So he don't really know. Okay, so then if you listen to him, I mean, what was it? He don't really know. You should have knew that. Especially if I'm the older brother, how he gonna know everything I'm doing? Yeah, come on. You stupid for listening to him. Me and my cousin, the one that's in prison right now, me and him broke in houses and did a felony together. Stealing guns. Bang, bang. Guns. Make your ears ring when you shoot them. Your ears ain't never rang from shooting guns. You ain't shot no gun if your ears wasn't ringing, buddy. That's part of it. Huh? Listen, man, let me tell you something, man. That's all you need to know about me. I was doing felonies when I was 16. 16 years old. Me and my cousin breaking in the house, stealing guns. I got a gun out of the situation. I used to sleep with that gun and everything. And then he hit it again, and I held guns for him again. I held guns. He hit it again by himself. But I'm a Christian at this point. So he done hit it again. He told me, yo, hold these guns, right? He got big shotguns, rifles. Hunting guns look like. You know what I mean? So, but I'm a Christian at this point. So I'm like, yo. At first I did it, but I'm like, yo, you gotta come get these guns, bro. You gotta come get these. Now, mind you, when we was younger, we broke in the house and stole guns. He got the guns. He gave me one. We both could have been locked up, felons right then. So I was already doing felonies when I was a teenager. That's all I'm saying. No, you know what I'm saying? Because, see, if you don't say this kind of stuff, people act like you some wankster, like you ain't never, like you wet behind the ears. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let people know. You gotta stand on your own and say, hey, man, listen. I'm not bragging about these things, but hey, I mean, you just now fell in love with this because now you realize what the streets is all about and you want to be part of it. And so then you want to question people's credibility or you doubt other people's credibility. And I'm not that person that you can doubt. I'm not that person to play with. Okay? I'm being real with you. I know I done felonies when I was a kid. Now see, I'm one of them type of dudes. I know I sold crack cocaine when I was 16 years old, cutting up my own rocks and everything. Now, if you didn't do that, you didn't do that. That's all I'm saying. But I did some things that you didn't do. Now y'all want to be y'all all love being thugs and gangsters. You know what I'm saying? For those who are real, I'm not talking to you, but these people that just want to be out there. You know what I'm saying? Them type of people. Them type of people that just want to be out in the streets just for the sake of saying they being out in the streets. I'm talking about them type. Not the ones that got caught up like us because we was around real ones and then we just got pulled into selling drugs and doing felonies, and you know, that's how we got into it. You know what I'm saying? The first time I was around somebody that that had the juice to kill somebody, I was like 17. My friend had an attempted murder charge. He had this is North Carolina. He had an attempted murder charge at 17 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, you might have was never around nobody like that. That's you. Me and you are not the same kind of person. I can't stress that enough, man. And I'm not saying it's some great thing, but it is who I am. You know what I'm saying? It shows you what I'm capable of doing. You don't want to see me, bro. You don't want to see me. I don't care about you. I'm going to think just like the next man. I'm seeing how I got to handle my business. It's simple as that. It's not a matter of me being scared. I ain't going to be scared of you. So then what it boils down to? How I'm going to handle my business. That's it. Just like the prison house. In prison, ain't nobody going to be scared of each other in prison. You know, see, if you think in terms of that, you already see you're in trouble. Man, once you already pose a threat and act like you got a problem, man, everybody on point already. I'm on point already in this building. Because they already acting like they got a problem. Okay? So all I'm waiting for is to see how I got to handle my business. That's it. That's it, buddy. And that's the difference between me and these suckers. And I ain't gonna listen. I ain't playing with nobody. And I'm not intimidated by nobody. All I'm gonna look for is how I'm gonna beat my enemy. That's how I'm supposed to think. I ain't gonna look at your face. I ain't gonna look at your rah-rah. I ain't gonna listen to your rah-rah. I'm gonna pay attention to how I gotta take you. That's it. That's all, bro. It's that simple. See, once I knew you wasn't from New York, I'm gonna sit back and listen. That's what I'm gonna do. I can't size you up like one of these New York dudes. You can't size me up like I'm one of these corny old New York dudes. Most of them corny these days, man. That's all. Let's keep it 100, man. Everybody like the South. Everybody want to be like the South or Midwest. Either one or the other. Or maybe a little bit of LA in there. You know what I'm saying? Because LA gonna be the most consistent. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100. LA is gonna always be the most consistent city, and as far as killings and danger. And when everybody else get cleaned up, they still gonna be the same. That's LA. LA still gonna be most consistent. When the police run through all these cities, when the smoke clear, LA still gonna be LA. Basically. So that's how I look at it. You know, New York is corny, bro. New York done turned corny. I'm not saying it ain't no real ones here, but you know what I mean. The overall feel when you go out there is corny. How it feels on everyday level with the community is corny. You don't feel no realness. Keep it 100. You don't feel none of that energy you feel like in these other cities. You don't feel that here. It's corny because everybody and their mama want to be here. That's why. That's the main reason. That messed up the whole situation. All these people want to be here. All these corny people want to be here. And I ain't talking about just migrants. I'm talking about these white girls too. I remember one time I was walking through Harlem. Man, this one white girl, I can't make this up, bro. She was walking down the street in Harlem like she was doing a video, bruh. And no cameras, no nothing. I mean, just pouncing like this, and this is a white girl, bro. Everybody want to be down in them streets now, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't even like to talk about stuff I've done, because people think it's coming from the same place as people that's out there now. You know, they think it's coming from I was a teenager in the 90s. I know I sound young. I might look young, and that's black don't crack. That's what it is. But I was a teenager in the 90s, in the 1990s. What that tell you? I wasn't no teenager in the year 2010 and 2012. I wasn't no teenager. Y'all teenagers in 2012. Come on, man. Come on, bruh. That's all I'm saying. I'm I'm not saying I'm the number one gangster in the world. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying what I'm capable of doing to somebody, and that's all that matters. Cause you got a whole thug nation, and ain't nobody sitting back trying to trade notes on who's the greatest. We don't care. The whole thug nation don't care about that. We care about you got the juice to kill. Bottom line, you got the juice to do crimes. That's the bottom line. And if you don't realize that, you'll be sitting up comparing these people and all of that. And who cares? This dude got the heart to kill. That's all that matters. That's all I'm listening for. That's all I'm listening for. I ain't listening for your how much weight you sold and drugs. I don't care. Because that's going to be wiped away playing with me. We don't care how much drugs you sold. You dead and you dead. You and your reputation. You and your reputation gonna get put in the grave. That's that. I don't put out empty threats. I don't put out empty threats to people. My threats are never empty. I follow through. I carry my weapons. I follow through and I come see you. It's no problem. It'll be one thing if I was walking around here unarmed. I don't walk around nowhere unarmed talking like this. You should know that. And I'm always trying to get the gun plug. I'm always about that. For my protection. I turned into a soldier, buddy. While y'all stayed thugs and gangsters, I turned into a soldier. That's what happened to me. And I feel good. I'm glad that I did it. I took all the goods, the heart to kill, everything. I brought that into soldierisms, if you will. And I just refined myself, repackaged myself, grew up in manhood. And I just kept the heart to kill to protect my life and a woman I would be with or my family. You know, you don't gotta believe me, bro. Listen. I think it's corny not to doubt people. I think that's corny. I don't doubt nobody. See, I because I talk like I do, people think you like them, you doubt people. I don't doubt no man. But people doubt me. And you know how I know you doubt me? Because you playing with me. That's how I know. You playing in my face. Okay? That's how I know you doubt me. You playing in my face a little too much. That's how I know you playing games. And people ain't got nothing to lose halfway either. I don't know what world you think you live in. People are already frustrated. They don't care nothing about you, man. They don't care nothing about going to prison. Don't care nothing about you. I can catch me a felony. My record good. My record clean. I can catch me a felony. I don't know about you. I know about me. I can catch me a good felony right now. I'm just saying, if I gotta take care of myself. See, what you gotta understand, I'm not saying this for the wrong reasons. I'm not saying this to be a tough guy. And that's the hardest thing for people to understand and be convinced of. You know what I'm saying? That I'm saying this to protect myself, and I'm saying this for where I stand and what I'll do and what and what my heart is. And that's what it is. You know? We gotta be soldiers. You don't gotta respect me. Listen, bro, respect my weapons. Respect what I'm saying. You don't gotta respect me. You can respect a person's weapons without respecting them. I take it a step further. You ain't gotta respect me. Respect my weapons. Respect my heart to kill. Respect that. Huh? Do you understand definitions of respect? Respect is is not to just acknowledge and reverence. It's also to understand the element that you're interacting with. Like respect a dog. How you respect a dog? You realize if you play with him, he's gonna bite you. So you respect the element of that dog biting you by respecting that dog. You have to. You disrespect that dog, he's gonna bite you, pull you down, and maul you to death. So you learn to respect a dog, not in reverence and understanding the danger element. So you respect as to avoid danger, that type of respect. Like, respect the fire. Like I said, like I always say, your fire's burning, you respect it. You ain't gonna put your hand in it. If you see a fire burning, you ain't gonna go try and try to be hard and put your hand in the fire. Who gonna do that? You gonna respect the fire. You gonna respect the danger that it presents. And sometimes that's all you gotta demand. Sometimes, man, is that people respect the fire, buddy. Respect my fire. Cause you gonna follow behind these white boys. Listen, man, you gotta take what come with it. You be around these white boys and everything like that, and they wind up playing with me. Listen, and y'all think y'all bad or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think y'all bad? You wind up playing with God's kingdom, buddy. Listen, it's not a game. You can see the signs. God is not playing no games, bro. And we just getting started. I told you, man, half of y'all do not respect God's kingdom. You thought you could play with us like we was chumps. And a lot of black people ain't stupid like that. That's why I know it's other people. It's gotta be. Because black people know better than that, man. You know you can't play with no spiritual people, man. No, you can't. One thing I learned in life very young is you can't play with God's people. My mom taught me that. I don't play with no spiritual people. That's what my mom said. I don't play with them real spiritual people. And see, I wind up becoming one of them people. My mom said that. I don't play with no spiritual people. Them real spiritual, them righteous people that they dress right and everything, and they ain't really righteous. No, you don't play with nobody like that, bro. That's worse than playing with a witch. Anybody know that? As far as your karma, what you gonna get out of it? That's why black folks don't play with no spiritual people. No, you know better than that. That's worse than playing with a witch. Won't you tell these white boys? Sitting up here playing with spiritual people, buddy, that love God and God love them, you're gonna be put in the grave. You and your kids. And that's what we gonna convince you of. Your kids will be put in the grave. And I don't care how you feel about it. When it comes to God and how he loves us, man, you and your kids can die. And I'm telling you that to your face. I'm not hiding it. You and your kids can die. And that's what separates us from gangsters. Gangsters ain't gonna go that far. Not most of them. Not from the black community. They gonna say kids is off limits. We not. They say kids off limits. That's the difference. That's why I told you I ain't no gangster. The thugs gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. You play with us and you play with God's kingdom, man. Listen, you can't do it. You won't do it. You putting your whole family in danger. Yes, you putting your whole family. It's not fabricated. Look, I'm not halfway saying it haphazardly. You putting your whole family in danger. And it ain't one person you can point to. If anything, we talking about the suckers that's playing games out there. But he want to try to pass it like we talking to somebody else from the streets. We talking to you. When it comes for how much God loves his people, bro, man, listen, you're going to feel sorry for America, man. I'm telling you. You're going to feel sorry for these people. You're going to feel sorry for them. Because they the type of people that like to poke the bear. Well, you know how these corny white boys are. Well, let's see what happens next. Oh, yeah, you're going to see what happens next, buddy. You're going to see what happens next. Well, let's see what happens next. Well, let's see what God does after this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, buddy. You're going to see what God does after this. Yeah, I know just the type you are, buddy. Little suckers that like to poke the bear. You know, like to play a game. Let's see how far this goes type of guy. Okay, you gonna see how far it goes. You always been a little punk. These, not all white boys, but this little punk that think he tough. We gonna rip your heart out. We gonna rip your heart out your chest. You think you're so bad, don't you? And the truth is, as far as black people, we took off on you at some point, buddy. When we start killing in the community, we took off on you, buddy. You listen, that's why you don't play with us no more, ain't it? That's 7 Hour. You don't play with us no more, do you? Yeah, you don't play with us no more. Yeah. See, that's the real feel in the air. You don't play with no black folks no more, do you? Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. Listen, you ain't playing with me. You think you're playing with me? You think you're playing with me? See, I come from that generation that say we couldn't have been in slavery because we would have killed them people. My generation, Generation X, was the first generation to say if they would have put me in slavery, I would have murked one of them people. I would have murked them. Meaning murdered you. You would have got murked. Oh yeah, you think I'm going to be in captivity? I'm going to kill them. We're going to rise up. We couldn't be no slaves. We would have been and killed them people. And what you think that means? What else you think that means besides that? We ain't taking nothing off these white folks. You should have knew that was coming. Come on. I ain't taking nothing off these white folks. And if I ain't taking nothing off white folks, who is the main oppressor, I ain't taking nothing off nobody else. That's common sense. That's just a new breed of black people. We take nothing off of black people or white people. Nobody. And you can't say you take nothing off me. No, you ain't taking nothing off me, sucker. You playing with me. That's what you're doing. You want to see how far this can go. Okay, look, man. It's going to be so many people get humiliated. And as soon as you get mad enough to come for me, I'm going to be ready for you, buddy. Because I know how you think. So listen, all this stuff start happening. You want to come for me, don't you? As soon as you do, I'm already ready right now today, buddy. That's a 7 Hour. Yeah, I'm ready today. For when you get mad about all this like a little punk, when you get mad with stuff you did and what you started, and you feel like you want to come for me, listen, I'm going to be waiting for you. I'm going to be waiting for you. See, listen, that's how you know I live in the real world, because I'm looking at real possibilities and real situations now, aren't I? Yes, I am.